Hello, we are ATI, Accounting Treasury Industries, and this is our application domain project. Our team consists of Alex Baker, Tyler Hood, and Ibrahima Diallo. Before we begin, I'd like to go over some of our project goals. Our project goals consisted of creating a web-based accounting application that is capable of generating things such as financial statements, journal entries, and event logs, just to name a few. Our software has different features like compatibility with different web browsers and data encryption. The software is able to handle various accounting and financial management functions that are accessible based on user roles. Our ATI software is created with React, Spring Boot, and MongoDB. Now that we got that out of the way, let's begin. Here's a login page. You can log in with a username and password. If you don't already have one, you can register and create a new account. So for this purpose, we will create a new one. We'll type in a first name, a last name, an address. You'll put in your birthday, your email address, a password. Each password needs to have at least 8 characters, an uppercase letter, a number, and a special character. The confirmed password must match the password, and it will let you know if it doesn't. Then you can choose a role. You can choose between admin, accountant, and manager, which all have varying levels of accessibility. Then you create an account. It says your account has been created, and it also gives you your username. Going back to the login page, if you already have an account, but you forgot your password, you can click Forgot Password. It'll ask you for your email address, your username, and your birth year. You would submit this. It would say okay, and then it'll give you the chance to reset your password. You submit, and then it says it was successfully changed. We're going to log in with an admin account just for this purpose. So we're going to log in. It'll take you to the home page. Here I have the name of your user. You can go to user lists, and as an admin, it'll show you all of the users. It also allows you to edit accounts, which I will show you with one here. We'll go from Anna to Anna Smith. You'll update your user. It says the user successfully edited. You say okay. You can also create a user. You would put in their first name, last name, address, birthday, email address, and the role.
Hello, my name is Ibrahima Diallo, and I will be showing you our Accounting Treasury Industries software. I will be going over our accounts, journalize, our ledger, and our event log. Right now, I'm currently logged in as an admin, and the admin has the most amount of functionalities out of the three different types of accounts, which are admin, accountant, and manager. So you can see here the admin has the ability to add accounts, edit them, sort, and filter. For testing purposes, I'm just going to add a new account. Here it'll ask you for your account name. The software prevents a user from entering duplicate account names or numbers. When you try to submit, it'll give you an error telling you that either that account name or number already exists, and it'll ask you to use unique values. So I'll do cash because I know that we already have a cash account. You can choose your normal side, you can choose your ordering, you can choose your categories, you can choose your statements and your balances, and you see it'll automatically put commas for you and decimal places for you after you enter in a number, which just makes the application more usable and user friendly. We can do this with our balances, we can do this with our comments, and if we try to create a new account, it'll tell you that a duplicate account name or number was detected. Kind of putting safeguards in place to protect the user from themselves. So if we change this to cash with 2 H's and click to create account, it would successfully create the account. As you can see down here, we have our newly created account. And you can also change any of these values. So I can change initial balance to 500, for example. Save the changes. Oh, that's not something that actually shows up. So I'll change credit to 700. That's just not something that we thought was worthy of being listed in this chart. So you can see here, we just changed our credit to 700, and here is that live change. Like I mentioned earlier, we're logged in as an admin. If I were to log in as a manager, they would have different privileges for the chart of accounts. They can create a new account, but you see here that they do not have the option to edit any accounts. And for accountants, they do not have the option to add accounts or edit accounts. They only have the option to view the chart of accounts, and you can sort by any of these values. Let's do account number in ascending, and it's going to show you just that. You can do account name as well, descending order, and that's exactly what it'll show you. You can also filter by numbers, and it'll show you anything that has a 60 in it, which is very useful. I'm going to go to the journalize page now, and here we have all of our journal entries. All these blue hyperlinks bring you to the ledger, where you can see all of the cash accounts and all of their post references and who it was completed by, the status of the journal entry, and what date it was completed. You can also click on the post reference and it'll take you to the exact journal entry that matches, which is very usable. You can navigate throughout the software without having to manually do it yourself. This is an amazing feature. You can see all the entries that are pending. Currently we have none because we're using the solved problem. All the entries that are approved and all the entries that are rejected. And it can tell you the reason for rejection as well. It was because we're testing for a video, who it was rejected by, the date it was rejected, the date it was created, and the actual journal entry itself. We can also create journal entries. So you can select any of these accounts. These are all from the chart of accounts. It has to be an account that already exists. So we can select cash, we can do 50, and again, you'll see that automatic precision. You can add entries. You can add as many as you would like, and you'll notice that when you already select an account, it'll delete that account from this drop down so that you can't, credit and debit the same account, or you can't, debit an account and then debit it again. That doesn't make sense in the accounting world. And then we'll just select an account to credit. We'll do 152 just to show that their debits and credits have to match. Otherwise, your journal entry won't be able to successfully submit. You can add any comments for the video. You can add any files that you want, source documents. Let's just add this PDF. You can submit your entry and it'll tell you that your credits and debits must be equal and we cannot continue until they are. So we'll just do that. Ta-da! Your journal entry successfully posted. All right, and now we'll see that what we just submitted is now a pending journal entry. And we completed it by the manager. That's what I'm logged in as right now. Managers have the ability to approve or deny pending journal entries. Accountants do not have this ability or functionality available to them. I forgot to mention, we can also clear journal entries and it'll reset everything. There's also regular and adjusting entries. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna deny this just because we're using the solve problem right now. So I can submit this and it'll tell you that the journal entry was successfully rejected. And we can go to our rejected journal entries and see that what we just rejected is now available, and it was for no reason. I kind of already talked about the ledger. You can choose any of these accounts. These are from the chart of accounts. Again, you can click go and it'll show you all of the journal entries and the post reference for that. You can do this for the different accounts. All right, I'm gonna go over to the event log, which is something I love about this software. You can see any action that took place. You can see who did what and at what time. You can see any time a journal entry was created. You can see who logged in and at what time. You can see what account was edited, what user was edited, and by who at what time. And each of these events have a unique event ID. This is something that's, clearly great. If there's anything wrong with the software, you'll know exactly what went wrong and you'll know who edited something that wasn't supposed to be edited. You can see who was creating new journal entries. There's a column for before and after when it's applicable. So if we edited an account, this was the initial balance, and then this is what it was changed to. So you'll see the before and after, and the who, and the what, and the when, which is great. You'll see that what we just did here, and this is Tyler and I going through and doing the journal entries for the solved problem. This is what Tyler was doing as well. You can see us logging in to test things. You'll see that during this video, we created an account with the name of Cash, and it'll show you who did that. We were logging in as an admin at the time, and then we edited the balance, right? And then we edited the credit, and then we logged in as a manager, and then we created a new journal entry, and then we rejected it. So the event log is awesome. That concludes this part of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Hello, my name is Tyler Hood, and today I'll be going over Accounting Treasury Industries dashboard, which is also the homepage, and some of the statement information. Right now, you can see I'm on the homepage, which is also the dashboard, and we have all of our ratios here. All of these ratios are based off of the solved problem. We have, they also dynamically change color based off of if they're in a certain range. So I believe the asset turnover will become orange at the 50% mark. So it's just below that right now. And all the other ratios are green right now, as you can see. So now I'll move on to our statements. And our statements are also using the solved problem, so you can feel free to compare if you have that solved problem. Starting off with our balance sheet, we're going to have basically the accounting equation, which the goal is that total assets is equal to total liabilities and equity. To balance here, we have an estimated income for our equity because we have not concluded the end of the current time right now. So we have an estimated income, which is going to make this balance. So our total equities or liabilities and equity is 27,295, and our total assets is 27,295. From here, we'll move on to the trial balance. The trial balance will have all 5 of our categories. We can have assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. And as you can see, we have subtotals for each of these categories. So, your debits are on the left-hand side, your credits are on the right-hand side. And at the bottom here, we have the total of the debits and the total of the credits. And as you can see, they match up, 36,195. From here, we're going to talk about our revenue. So we have an income statement, and this just cuts down so that you can look specifically at your revenue and your expenses. So as you can see, we have our service revenue up top and we have our expenses here. And our net income at the bottom is just the difference of the two. So we're going to be making $4,525 this set period of time. You'll see this number of the net income come up again in our retained earnings statement. As you can see, our retained earnings are 0, as this is the first time period for this company. And I'll go over that shortly. But so right now, our total retained earnings are set for the same amount as the net income, because we also are giving out no dividends. This is our net income. So now I want to go over making a closing journal entry. So if you head over to Journalize and you create a new entry, you can see this option here at the top, Create Closing Entry. When you click on this, it'll debit our revenue and it'll credit all of our expenses. So basically, we're doing the opposite to them. So we're going to set our revenue to 0 and we're going to set our expenses to 0 so that we can start a new period of time that we can track. So you got your revenues and you get all of your expenses here, and these are automatically filled in. You won't have to go through and find every expense and know exactly what it is. You saw me click the button, it auto-filled. We're going to put in a comment here for closing entry, and we're going to submit the entry. It says we successfully posted. We're going to hit X. We'll go to our pending entries, and here is the journal entry that we just created. We're going to approve this. Journal entry successfully approved. And then we'll go back to our statements. We'll check out the retained earnings statement. We now have the same retained earnings, but you can see here, instead of it being a net income, it'll be the beginning retained earnings. What you'll also notice after you create a closing statement like that is when you go back to your homepage, a lot of these will be 0. We didn't make any sales yet. We have no asset turnover because we just reset everything. So we do still have a current ratio and quick ratio because those are assets over liabilities and stuff like that. So, but these are our statements. Thank you.